everybody, this is Max Prime, back again on my channel where I talk about comic book news, movie news, anything that's superhero related, you name it, I do it. If you want to see more of my type of videos, definitely hit the subscribe button that is in my channel above or below. Now, let's get into this. Is Superboy Prime free? Now, this discussion has recently come up, being that DC Metal, that's right, the comic book DC Metal from DC Comics was a major event regarding the evil versions of Batman and, of course, the Dark Multiverse coming into, you could say, regular Earth Prime or Earth 1, you could say, universe. Anyway, so what we find out is that towards the end of DC Metal, the source wall, that's right, the wall that separates the barrier between universes has been broken. That being said, I've been curious about it, as well as others who have known about the existence of Superboy Prime. Now, those that do not know who Superboy Prime is, definitely take the time to look up one of the greatest, most powerful villains in DC Comics, period. There is nobody more powerful than Superboy Prime, known as Superman Prime or simply just Prime. He was DC Comics' supervillain that debuted back in the 80s during the Crisis on Infinite Earths. He was known as a hero turned villain created by Elliot S. Maggin and Kurt Swan. Taking some of the original Superboy character, but saying he was home from the parallel Earth known as Earth Prime. That Earth had no superheroes. It was more or less our reality, our version, you could say, it's like our Earth, but that's the Earth where Superboy Prime was raised, reading comic books, reading about all of the superheroes he will soon interact with within the Crisis of Infinite Earths. Now, Superboy Prime, again, I'm not going to go too far into his history, but we do know that this guy is a powerhouse. He's literally defeated the Anti-Monitor himself. He's defeated countless members of the Justice League, Teen Titans, Doom Patrol, all at the same time. He's defeated many different, like the Guardians, one of the Guardians of the Green Lanterns. He's killed 52 Green Lanterns. He is the biggest badass in DC Comics. And towards the end of his run, we know that, like I said, Superboy Prime and DC Comics, they had kind of two endings for Superboy Prime. One ending was that he was in the Blackest Night saga, and the Blackest Night was written by Jeff Johns, of course, regarding the Green Lanterns and the different Green Lantern Corps. And they had a one-shot title where they see Superboy Prime fighting the Black Lanterns, and he's left on his Earth Prime with his powers. And the last scene we see is hugging Lori with wearing a white power ring, I believe, or a black power ring. Then we had another ending with Superboy Prime because towards the early beginnings of the New 52, before the New 52 debuted, they had to end a lot of different runs, and DC Comics had the Teen Titans issue number 99 and 100, which basically plucked a Superboy Prime, now I'm saying a Superboy Prime, not the same one that we seen at the end of the Blackest Night, but a Superboy Prime from the timeline, dropped him in to the Teen Titans, wherever they were at the time, and the Teen Titans, Con-El, tied Superboy Prime to the source wall somehow, and that's where we last seen Superboy Prime, right before the New 52 began. Now, we had no type of news, no type of updates from any of the DC writers, whether or not Superboy Prime survived the reboot, because again, Superboy Prime breaks the fourth wall. He is totally aware of what happens in DC Comics. So whether or not he was aware of the universe rebooting or whatnot, but I guess the point of it is that Prime was tied to the source wall, and the source wall has survived. You see the changes within the DC universe, that has remained a constant. And think about it, all the gods that were tied up in that source wall haven't changed either. So if Superboy Prime was tied there, he's possibly still there. That leads us to Scott Snyder's, again, DC Metal event, where even a Reddit fan went on Reddit when they had an interview with Scott Snyder, and Scott Snyder actually teased himself that Superboy Prime might be there, he might be freed. That type of a tease. So, will Superboy Prime be free? Is he still there on that source wall? And if he does break free because of the huge rupture in the source wall, what's next? If you like my videos, again, like, share, subscribe. I'm Max Prime, and I'm out.